Hi everybody, welcome to week 4. We're halfway through the course, woohoo! This week we are talking about analyzing and interpreting our data. Analyzing and interpreting our data are step 5 in Church and Wachlowski's 7-step process. So what do you do with all of this data? The first thing that you want to do is kind of review the entire data set. Look through it, look at it question by question, look at it in its entirety. Then you need to clean the data. And what I mean by that is look for responses that are incomplete or clearly problematic in the sense that it's obvious that the person missed the scale, they applied it incorrectly, or were purposefully giving you incorrect information. This has happened to me in a number of surveys where I'll get a bunch of expletives in my comments, things like that, where I know that the person was not taking my survey seriously and I just removed that result. It's important to note when you get that though, because that is information about how people are feeling in the organization. So don't out of hand throw it away, but think about it carefully before you do so. Then you want to sort the data by item and look for frequencies. What's the mean response? How's the standard deviation? What is the range of responses? Or is it from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 if your scale is 1 to 10? Or are they really clustered in the center? What are the percentage of non-responders or not applicables or don't knows? Graph them from individual items and calculate their means and rankings within their concept groups. Use the concept groups and say, how are these concept groups doing in terms of, we took the overall content of those concept groups and looked at them in comparison. Say we look at something about mission and versus looking at something about morale, and how do those things compare? Then you want to do conduct some conceptual level of analysis. So applying this to a framework like the Burke-Litwin model, or maybe you're going to look at it through the lens of organizational culture or any other organizational theory that is relevant to the nature of your problem. Then conduct some comparative analysis. What is relevant for your particular question? Are we interested in gender differences here? Are we interested in length of time of employment? Are we interested in departments, educational level, ethnicity? Where are we looking to understand the nature of our problem, and how can we use that information productively? You could conduct a comparison over time analysis or conduct a comparison to an external benchmark. So say there's a national database about this particular issue. How are you doing in comparison to that database? Or how did you do in comparison to last year or 5 years ago? And then you want to conduct your content analysis for qualitative data. You want to make sure you analyze at least 20% of that data into your survey results. And then do you want to pair the qualitative data with relevant quantitative data to illustrate what people are talking about? Say there's a question about morale, and say that the content comes in that people are not very satisfied with the organizational morale. And then you have some qualitative comments that illustrates that dissatisfaction. Do you want to put those things together, or do you want to separate them in the survey results? So what's next? Read Church and Wachlowski Step 5. Read Martins and Viljoen Chapters 5 and 6. Poster discussion board response by Wednesday at 11:59. Complete your week 4 assignment due by Sunday at 11:59. And quiz 1 is due by Sunday at 11:59. I'll see you on the boards and have a great week.